Continuing coverage of breaking news tops our stories this morning as Mercury Marine workers in Fond du Lac learn a last-ditch attempt at a second vote on a contract proposal may have all been for nothing. Fox 11's Lou Hillman is live in Fond du Lac this morning with the latest. Good morning, Lou.
Oh, good morning, Alice. And again, as of midnight, Mercury Marine has officially pulled that new contract offer off the table, meaning about 800 union jobs are now likely headed to Stillwater, Oklahoma. Still, last night, hundreds of union members rushed down here to the Labor Center for a last-minute vote that was called around 10 p.m. Now, I'm with two of the union members who are largely responsible for making this happen. Philip Rodriguez, can you tell us at this point, how are you feeling?
You know, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. You know, I feel like we've been walking in a desert for days and finally someone gives us a glass of water and they just slap it out of our hands. You know, I mean, emotions are just high right now. What do we do? You know, we tried everything that we could. The community stood behind us. All those people that came out in the rain yesterday and signed that petition. I mean, what do you tell them? You know, how can you look those guys in the face and say, hey, you know, they're pulling off the table? We had 2 hours of vote. People knew about it. I think those ballots should count for something. I mean, those guys that voted, their vote should count for something.
Well, and absolutely. I mean, literally hundreds of people rushed down here, most of them just getting a phone call from a friend or a coworker to vote here last night. And Rick, can you tell us at this point, what are you hoping to do with the votes that were cast?
I'm hoping that Mercury honors them. I'm hoping that our union leadership releases them. It's my understanding there's about 270 or so votes that were tallied last night. And being that the case, that's about 1/3 of the union body. If a city councilman's elected, they can usually get elected on 10% of the votes because that's all the people that vote. So if that's legal, this should be legal.
And at this point, I mean, from the beginning, Mercury Marine was very adamant that the midnight deadline would stand. What happened? Did people overlook the fact? Did they think they were bluffing? Because in the end, they stuck to that point.
They did stick to that point. I think that it took our efforts caused it to happen, I think. But I also think there were a lot of people that could have gotten it done a lot sooner, and it's just too bad that they didn't help us from the get-go.
And if you had to guess from the people you talked to that showed up here last night, how would have the vote turned out, or how did it turn out?
I think we'd still have jobs for 7 years.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you think people came down here to vote yes to accept the contract offer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, we appreciate it, guys, and I know you guys have been really pounding the pavement all over Fond du Lac trying to gather signatures. Now, I do want to point out here that despite their efforts, there were some union members that showed up last night who were not happy about having a second vote, and we'll try to bring you some of their comments later in the show. But at this point, as we've said before, I imagine a lot of the union members who did rush down here last night are waking up this morning just kind of wondering what happens now. They voted. Will the vote count?
Right.
So,
Lou, I know you showed us that sign on the Union Hall door. Has there been an official word from the company, from Mercury Marine, on this?
As of about 11 o'clock last night, I spoke with a company official who at the time said exactly what the statement says is that the midnight deadline would stand. So at this point, from everything the company said yesterday, last night, and in recent weeks, there will be no extension. They won't go back on their word. Again, it seems those jobs, at this point, the manufacturing jobs, are headed to Oklahoma.
Okay, just a difficult situation all around.
Very emotional, too. I think the whole city has just been kind of anxious to see what would happen. So I think a lot of people, a lot of emotions.
All right. Thank you very much, Lou Hillman, live in Fond du Lac. Yep.